What is up, Fight Geeks, episode 57. We're back.
You already know. It's another week in the fighting world.
It's another week in the fight game. We had a fight last weekend that we could talk about. And we also have a fight next weekend that we can talk about.
What was the fight last week?
Sardukian, Bobby Green. We got a whole slew of events to talk about tonight.
Bobby Green, my boy Benil.
So,
can't believe that was last week.
It's honestly been a slow news week other than UFC Austin.
It's been a slow news week. Yeah,
there hasn't really been anything about UFC 296 besides like some Ian Gary wife news, which I don't really care about.
Right, I don't know. I don't care
about that news.
No, I think it's funny. I think it shows the MMA community doesn't hold back. We're just as toxic as any other sport, and no matter what sport it is, there's going to be toxic fans. And guys, they're not. These fans are not holding back on Ian Gary. I don't really care about it, but it is entertaining. Like I'll come by a tweet or two, and I do find myself laughing at it because Ian Gary. It's always funny how you see these guys who are talking the most trash, and all of a sudden a wave just hits them where it's like your wife's away. Like,
dude, and literally, so this is kind of a little backstory. Like he wore a shirt on that had Neil Magny's face on it. He was like wanted for like beating his children, which like I don't know if that's true to be honest. He
basically took a saying that Neil Magny said out of context. Neil Magny said, "I'm about to whoop Ian Gary like I whooped my children."
Yeah, and he's misbehave.
Now, guys. Is that something that can be taken out of context? 100%. But I think it was just a really bad way. A lot of people don't have good deliveries.
Bad way of coming at someone, especially someone like Neil Magny. You know what I mean?
Well, no, people don't have good deliveries.
Neil Magny's not talk shit to you.
And Neil Magny didn't have a good delivery when he said, "I'm going to whoop you like I whoop my kid." So Ian Gary took that out of context, said, "This dude beats his children." No, I don't think Neil Magny beats his children. It's a common saying like, "Oh, you beat up a kid when he does
like you spank
something bad. You spank your kid." Yeah, that's literally what he said. He's like, "I'm about to beat this dude up like I spanked my kid." Ian Gary did that wild stuff, and now it's firing right back at him because he threatened to sue Sean Strickland over Sean Strickland coming out and saying, just coming at
just
Ian
over
Gary.
His reaction, basically.
Yes, basically, and then Ian Gary's like, "I'm about to sue you for defamation." So it is kind of really funny. I think it's just funny to see, the fans. The fans really make the sport.
It's funny to see how weak Ian Gary is mentally.
Oh yeah, he's talking about. He's scared to come to America.
He made all of his accounts private, turned off comments.
He essentially said, "I'm scared to come to America because
with his family, yes.
I feel threatened." Now,
who's going to threaten them?
Enough on the Ian Gary.
I don't think anybody will threaten them.
Do I care? No. But is it fun to see a tweet or two when I'm scrolling on my Twitter? Yeah. I do find myself.
Is it newsworthy? Laughing. Not really, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's podcast
what do you want me to say? His wife
about,
is a wag. Obviously, she's 40 years old, and Ian Gary's a young, rich dude, up and comer.
His trainer is her ex-husband, and also Ian Gary took
apparently
his wife's
maiden name. Apparently that's not true, but I don't know what to believe anymore.
You don't take your wife's maiden name, bro. You just can't. So maybe it's an Irish thing, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I know. Either way, enough of that. Fuck that.
Yeah, it's not newsworthy enough.
Guys, we'll see next week what happens with Ian Gary. I actually do rock with Ian Gary a little bit, but still, it's kind of funny. He's under some fire.
I think we could talk about the last weekend's card a little bit.
Sure.
Just go through it real quick, because why not?
Can we talk about the early stoppage in the Bobby Green fight?
So we had 2 head slams in a row. Drakkar Klose and also Cody Brunage. Everyone on the card, they got a finish, got performance of the night, fights of the night bonus. So there was over $500,000 given out that night in bonuses, which is awesome for the sport. And also, we had some big names. So we had Sean Brady, Kevin Gastelum, 3rd round submission. That was sick.
So guys, a lot of people I think look past this fight. I don't hear enough talk about it. What we saw was a very dominant.
For Sean Brady.
What we saw was a very dominant performance in Sean Brady over a former middleweight top guy, top 15, top 10 ranked. Put up wars with Izzy. You saw Izzy hasn't been badly hurt as bad as he was in this fight. Even with his fight with Sean Strickland, he wasn't necessarily hurt. He was just beat. You look up a picture of him after Gastelum. He was genuinely hurt.
You'll think he lost.
Yeah, right.
You'll genuinely think he lost, but then you look at Kevin Gastelum.
You have a former killer in Gastelum coming back a weight class below, taking up an up-and-comer in Sean Brady, who just took an unfortunate loss, his first loss to Bilal Muhammad a couple months ago. Maybe it was last year. Who knows? But anyway, what you saw is I don't hear enough spark about it. I think that's an incredible comeback fight for Sean Brady, taking out a guy like Kevin Gastelum like that. Not only taking him out, just dominating the whole fight.
And I think what this was for Kevin Gastelum was like kind of a last hope. Like, what is my career at this point? I'll go back down to welterweight and try it.
It definitely wasn't interesting.
It didn't work out, and I don't know what Kelvin's next move will be. I don't think welterweight is it.
I don't think he would come back at all.
Yeah, I honestly don't know like what Kelvin Gastelum does next. Like, I think retirement's honestly not a bad option. But I think Sean Brady, even though he was favorite, he was underlooked a little bit. I feel like he was a little bit forgotten about in a way. And I think he showed why he was undefeated up until Bilal Muhammad. So I think he just showed that.
He's the top guy still.
And then we had, I wouldn't want to say a huge upset, but Figgy was a little bit slept on.
You guys saw my decisions. I had Figgy.
Got a decision against Rob Font.
So I think what we saw was a lot of people doubt Figgy all of a sudden. People just saw him as the former best flyweight. They thought him and Moreno were the two best guys. They thought they were so evenly matched, right? I mean, you had fight. It was 1-1-1. Figgy had a win. Moreno had a win. There was a draw. There was the eye poke. As far as I'm concerned, this was the best guy in the division, and there was just another best guy. So we said, all right, fine. Yeah. I'll leave it to Moreno. He can have the division. I'm going to step up. Ooh. So what he did was he stepped up knowing that he's going to run through these guys, and what he did was outstrike. I mean, you have the best striker from flyweight coming up and fighting Rob Font, who was a very good striker in bantamweight, right? Was the fight in bantamweight? Either way, guys, people doubted Figgy
went up 10 pounds. He went from 125
so either way, guys,
to
people doubted Figgy way too much. I don't understand how we had the former top guy in the flyweight division literally just as evenly good as the other best guy, and then he goes up a weight class and loses that much points when Rob Font is low-key a gatekeeper. Like, why are we acting like
he's a
Figgy gatekeeper. Wasn't still a top guy? We're acting, I don't know.
Former champion, by the way, in Davis and Figgy.
That's what I mean. So what did you think? I mean, I know you had Rob Font.
I personally had Font. I didn't think Figgy was going to be
that efficient,
that like well at 135. Honestly, I just wasn't sure how to perceive Figgy at 135, but he exceeded expectations. I think a fight with Piotr Jan is honestly a pretty good matchup.
I mean,
and I think, like you said, Rob Font's just a gatekeeper. I mean, and it just depends on like, especially I don't want to say it's almost like a script, but like obviously Figgy's gonna win and do some little bit of damage in the top 5. You feel me? I'm excited to see what Figgy does. And
me too.
In bantamweight.
I don't know if he gets.
And then we had a very arguable performance. Well, not arguable performance. Arguable ending to this fight. Bobby Green versus Jalen Turner. Jalen Turner on late notice, by the way.
Oh man,
this one hurt to watch at the end.
So we've heard it all week. One of the pretty much most talked things about this card was the stoppage on the Bobby Green fight.
So yeah, the end of this Bobby Green fight was hard to watch. Arguable refereeing. But Jalen Turner, he got it done. Can I just quote Corey Sandhagen a little bit here?
Yeah.
Coming on late notice, sometimes it kind of like, it can either help you or hurt you. Because Bobby Green's been training for Dan Hooker this whole camp. And Jalen Turner, his only thing on his mind is Bobby Green. Like, he doesn't have any, he wasn't training for anyone else. But that could either hurt someone or help someone. And it helped Jalen Turner because I think just his length on Bobby Green helped him a lot.
When you get knocked out like that, it didn't matter what was going to happen. I think he just was going to.
Yeah, Corey Sandhagen had a great breakdown of Jalen Turner's fight.
He did, actually.
You saw that when he was like talking about how he like step and then just comes in fast. Yeah, like that shit's cool. I like other fighters breaking down other fights, especially in other divisions, which is cool. But yeah, that fight, it was cool for Jalen Turner. I'm not really sure what's next for Bobby Green. He definitely probably still wants to fight, but I think if Bobby Green gets knocked out 1 or even 2 more times is asking for a lot. I think he's got to be done.
I agree.
We had Arman Tsarukyan make a statement against, I would honestly call Beneil sort of a gatekeeper, even though he hasn't fought any big names.
Right.
So I guess I actually couldn't call him a gatekeeper, but Beneil Dariush, she's been in the top 5 for like 10 years, I think someone said, or some top 10 for like 10 years, or like 5 years or something stupid. But Arman Tsarukyan just made work of this man's first round knee. Well, the knee didn't connect. I forgot. The knee didn't connect, and he got him with the right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was a weird... He ducked the knee.
And Dariush was out. He was sitting down when they were trying to stand him up for the decision, for the official decision. And, yeah, it was... like I said, Arman's the future, man. Future of the lightweight division. What do you think?
Arman, I don't know if he's the future, but he definitely will be... I don't know if he's necessarily the future.
I'm not saying champion or anything.
Okay, yeah,
he's going to be with the big wigs.
Yeah,
he's with the big wigs for a little bit.
And I'm hyped to see it. Fuck it. I'll hype.
Imagine they throw Conor McGregor in against Arman Tsarukyan.
See, that'd be fire.
I'll be like, hell yeah, let's go, Conor. I'll watch anything with Conor in it. So then that brings us to, tonight we're watching Song Yadong. I got Song Yadong and I got...
Well, the guy we bet on currently is selling the bag.
So we're going to start off with the UFC 296 predictions. On the prelims.
Let's fire these out.
On the prelims, because we got...
Start?
rapid fire predictions. Cody Garbrandt versus Brian Kelleher.
Not rapid
You
fire.
already
Let's see.
you already know we're rocking with no love.
You know we're rocking with no love.
But why wouldn't we rock with no love? Whoever no love fights.
Guys, no love is in a position where they're basically trying to give him guys to get as many wins as possible. Because the truth is, he's done with the top guys. He's done.
Yeah, he's done at
you
the
know,
top.
whether it was to EPO Dillashaw who ruined his career when he was on the EPOs, and he did spark Cody Garbrandt twice, or Cody sparked Cody twice. Sorry, and yeah, you know that did have a staple in his career. Now every time he faces the top guy, he seems to get knocked out. So I think he's in a point of his career where the UFC is low-key expecting him to leave soon, and they're just trying to give him guys to not knock him out. So when he does decide to retire, it's hopefully a knockout fight. That's what I see. So I'm rocking with Cody No Love. Next fight.
But Josh Emmett versus Bryce Mitchell on short notice now. Who do you got?
Huh?
Who do you got? Bryce Mitchell, Josh Emmett.
Bryce Mitchell by the Lord.
I got Bryce Mitchell by wrestling.
Guys, I got Bryce Mitchell by the Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
And then that brings us to an absolutely stacked main card. We have big names on every single card. We have 2 championships fight. And it starts off with Ian Gary versus the vet, Vicente Luque.
Hey.
This is going to be a brawl.
Oh, yes, sir.
'Cause I know Luque can take a beating, man.
Guys, unfortunately, I'm going to go with Ian Gary.
Okay.
You got an up-and-comer.
He's getting pushed by the UFC.
Staple. He's a staple in the division, right? I mean, Luis Vicente, he's not going to be a necessarily easy fight for Ian, but I think it's going to be kind of like a thing where you got an up-and-comer versus a legend, and I think you're going to see the up-and-comer win. Maybe it's going to be a close fight, but I do think Ian Gary pulls it out. Just saying.
Okay.
Just off, it is what it is. Like, you see what I mean? Like love or hate Ian Gary, he's going to be the future of the welterweight division. He's going to be in there when maybe he's not champion like we are saying with Armand, but he's going to be in there with the top guys for
a little bit.
Maybe he ends up being champion of the world, or maybe he ends up like a Dan Hooker where he's a gatekeeper. Either way, he's the future of the division, and we're going to see this guy for a while.
The future of the top of the division.
Yes.
And yeah, I think this is tough because like part of me wants to pick Luque, but part of me is also like I feel like the UFC is almost giving Ian Gary a little bit of a Sean O'Malley treatment. Not saying that Luque is a top guy, but Luque is a big name. This will probably get a lot of hate, but yeah, I feel like Ian Gary is definitely getting pushed a little bit. I mean, he went up in the rankings fairly quickly. I mean, I guess you could say that with other people like Hamzat, but Hamzat hasn't really done anything with it.
Right.
I mean, Sean O'Malley got a big win, and then you're there. You know what I mean? So
I agree.
that's W for Sean.
I saw that.
So I feel like Ian Gary is gonna like get set up with some big fight, probably in his next fight, or if he wins. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like I don't see him not fighting a top 5 guy next. I don't see why they wouldn't set him up like that. It's Ian Gary coming off a win, but I'm gonna go with Vicente Luque, man.
Ooh.
I think he's a gatekeeper, and I think he's gonna put Ian Gary in his place, especially with Ian Gary ripping Luque.
I'd be happy with that.
He was tearing Luque a little bit. Oh, we got to move the Christmas tree in the middle.
Is it?
I know this is random, guys, but we have to. It's tradition. Oh,
guys,
Maddie the baddie is back against Tony Ferguson.
I think Ferguson gets it done because I don't know if you guys saw, but the power is still there. What happened in the first round of Michael Chandler? He knocked down Michael Chandler. Chandler's not an easy guy to get a knockdown of. I mean, you have one of the hardest hitting lightweights, the current hardest hitting lightweight, Justin Gaethje. He only put him down once in a 3-round war, and Ferguson was able to put him down.
Ago,
Ferguson was able to put him down fairly easy in the first round, and if we saw, he almost flatlined Bobby Green. Guys. So I think what we're going to see here. Whoa.
That is crazy.
I think what we are going to see here is Ferg knock out fucking Pimlet and on the fucking hype train, boys. I'm up for it. Let's go.
I got Tony Ferguson. I think it's also going to be knockout. I don't see Tony winning a decision.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he can because he probably could, but I don't think he wants to. Yeah. I think Tony Ferguson wants to make a statement, knock out Paddy Pimblett, and I want him to retire, but I don't think he's gonna if he wins this.
Yeah, I agree.
He's like, all right, give me the next. So I don't know, but we're gonna be rocking with Tony Ferguson. If you're not, you're a bot.
I agree.
Yeah. Next up, we got another banger. Wonder Boy versus Shavkat Rakhmonov. Keep in mind, Rakhmonov's undefeated, and I think he's gonna stay undefeated.
I agree.
I think Wonder Boy is gonna get finished.
Wonder Boy?
Yeah.
Me too.
I think Wonder Boy is going to get finished. I'm not going to call him knockout or sub, but I got Shavkat.
Me too. Wonder Boy's just been around for too long.
Wonder Boy, one, he's been around for too long, and two, I don't think he knows what he's getting himself into with a Shavkat Rakhmonov. I don't even know if Jeff Neal did.
I respect him for taking
the
fight. For
Jeff Neal, that standing choke, that was crazy. So, yeah, I got Shavkat. Who do you got?
I'm going to go with Shavkat too.
Shavkat Rakhmonov. Yeah, I think he's gonna stay undefeated, and they need to give this dude someone in the top 5 or something.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Imagine they feed Bilal to him. That would be funny.
That'd be good.
But then we have Alexandre Pantoja making his first flyweight title defense against Brandon Royval.
I'm going with Brandon Raw Dog just because why not? I think it's a rematch. I think he lost the first one.
Yeah, basically every fight in flyweight is either a rematch, a trilogy, or a quadrilogy at this point.
I agree.
But I'm gonna go with Pantoja. I think he's gonna get a defense and keep his belt for another fight.
I think he might too.
But then, guys, we have the main event of the evening: Leon Edwards versus Colby Chaos Covington. And I know both of us got a whole slew of things to say about this. You want to start us off?
I'm gonna go. I don't even know. Oh, I'm gonna go. Wait, what's your prediction?
So I'll start with my prediction. I'm gonna go with. This one's tough, man, because I don't like Colby, but I think he's gonna get a decision here for some reason.
I think Colby might get a decision, or we might just see Leon dominate. I think that's what we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see either a close fight, decision by Colby, or a dominant performance by Leon. But I think either way it goes to decision. I really do.
I also think it's gonna go to decision, and for some reason I just see Colby winning a decision. He becomes champ. They set up a rematch for this for some reason.
Okay, that'd be hard.
But I think I'm gonna go with my gut. I think Leon Edwards is gonna knock out Colby Covington.
Oh, whoa! Wait, what? This dude just did a complete switch around.
I swear to God.
You think Leon Edwards is gonna put?
Because I had to give my predictions of how I think Colby could win. I don't think
bet on that right now, just because you think you're having a superhuman.
I got $9. And I'm betting $9.
This dude's having a superhuman feeling that Leon Edwards is about to knock out Colby. I bet you it's like a plus.
This will be funny because I'll clip this if it.
Dude,
if it
you could get 80 excited for it. I think it's gonna be crazy, and
I think it's gonna be a good fight.
I think Colby coming back is going to be awesome. I think we're going to see Ian Gary get ripped to shreds in the pressies.
Yeah,
it's going to be fun. I'm excited. I'm excited.
But yeah, guys, we are hyped for next weekend.
Guys, episode 1, guys, in the description for the guys. We're basically making a studio in the room. You already know. So episode 1 is going to be in the description here
below.
It's basically just going to be showing you guys.
Subscribe.
Well, actually, I'm not going to tell you what's in the video, guys. Just go check it out. Episode 1 of the rebuild of the studio. Watch it. Peace out.
Also, before we dip.
We
hit 350 subs today.
350 subs, guys. Shout out to every single geek.
We're on the road
to
400
geeks.
We got the geeks on. We got the geeks on X.
Let's get to 400
Twitter,
likes,
Facebook.
guys. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff.
Do all the good stuff in the description and watch the video. Honestly, if you don't even want to subscribe, just watch the other video.
If you got this far, you gotta like the video.
Facts. It's like 20 something minutes in.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.